In this session, I'm going to go through our interesting experience with a game of ours called Doodle Train. Initially released under this name, we changed a bunch of stuff about this game. Not that much actually, and that's the interesting point of this session. And we released it as Rail Maze. Initially it failed, and after re-release it became a big, big success for us. I'm going to start with a little bit of history. Initially, App Store charts looked very random. There was a lot of original content, a lot of clones of previous web and Flash titles, hit titles, and some other random stuff. You could see games like Flight Control, Fruit Ninja, Labyrinth, the one with the metal ball and accelerometer controls, Treason, and a bunch of others. Back then, there were a couple of ways of being successful in App Store. One of them was look at the web, find what was popular there at some point, make sure that no one has ported this to the iPhone platform, and make a clone of it and become successful. Another way was create something original, something that has never been released before, and something that was not even possible before. Because the form factor, the touch screen, accelerometer controls, something that you hold in your hand, did not exist before. So there was a lot of potential for innovation. And people used it and created games like this. They became really successful and really remarkable in terms of originality and in terms of the new experiences that they brought to the user. As App Store matured over years, what we see now in the top charts is a lot of farming games, a lot of games about cafeterias and stuff like that. Get the point. So now the history of a success in the App Store is create a farm game. I would call them farm games. They're all slightly different from each other, but the same category. Use big dollar budget on promotion, initial promotion, and continuous user acquisition, and building mechanisms to monetize those games and compete with hundreds of successful games like this. It's hard, and it is even harder for small and medium-sized developers to do this. And if you're a medium-sized developer, your advantage is that you can take risks, and companies make games like this, they can't. They have to make they have to continuously have the cash flow into their companies. You can take risks, and you can succeed. Think about the iOS platform. iPhone is a very unique device, and it showed up on the market only 6 years ago. So the platform, the form factor of touchscreen and accelerometer is still in its infancy. If you compare it to consoles and PC as a gaming platform, it is a very young platform. And PCs and game consoles are still around for about 30 years now. And there's still new concepts and new games coming to this platform. iOS is a child, and there is a ton of potential for innovative stuff that has never been created before on any of the lower. And that's the philosophy we follow when we create our games. We want them to be like nothing else in the market. We want them to utilize new concepts, and we want them to be unique. We want users to see them and to play them, not only because they're fun, but because they never played anything like this before. And with this philosophy in mind, we created Doodle Train. It's a game arguably of Cube's fun genre. It has a ton of unique game concepts and features, and it has stuff like pirate trains, tunnels, hit your own tail, don't hit your own tail, a bunch of various switches. No one saw anything like this before. Even though it's a game about trains, it's a very different game. Back when we released it, there was nothing else like this on the market. Every level is unique, and the game has trains in it, and we bet on this because everyone loves trains, especially if the game is fun. Let me ask you a question. Has anyone played Doodle Train? A couple of people. Has anyone played Rail Maze? Slightly more. I expected you to play it, but anyway. I'm going to show you a short video of Doodle Train, just to familiarize people who have never played it with the concept. You probably have seen a bunch of games like this in the market, but the Doodle Train was the first one. You basically have to solve puzzles, labyrinths, and make train go through the rail labyrinth without hitting any obstacles, making all the way from start to finish. And then you will see stuff like pirate trains. They're going to show up a little later, and tunnels, and some new concepts there. So we created this awesome game. We launched it, and we failed. This is the Flury chart of new users. If anyone uses Flury or any other analytic solutions here from the developers, then you know that this is a failure. Initially, we launched the game, then over the course of a couple of days, we acquired a bunch of new users. And as you can see, the first bulge there, then we fell down when we ran out of promotion budget. Then we spent some more money, as you can see, the second bulge, and then we fell down to nowhere to be seen in the App Store. I'll get to a little more history here. Before Little Train, we as Speakhouse Studios released Bubble Explode. That was our first game, and it became runaway success for us. So the second game we released became a failure, quite a big contest. And also before Speakhouse Studios, I was fortunate enough to be involved in plenty of successful iOS projects. One of them was Earthscape. It was the first spin globe for iOS. Second paid app in the store right after the store launched. Then Red Bull Buster 1 and 2 big hit games, top 5. In some countries, top 1 paid games, Paper Toss, probably many of you played Paper Toss, and some other hits. I was not prepared to fail. And while I was not prepared to fail, I still believe in fail fast philosophy. It means that if you fail with one of your child projects, then don't get attached to it. Move on to something else, or try to fix it. Usually go with the first approach. But if you feel that you did something wrong about launching it, about executing on your great idea, then you might go ahead and fix it, although it almost never works. But we decided to do it because some of our users, I would say almost all of the users who actually downloaded and played through the first couple of levels of the game, they absolutely loved Little Train, and we saw it and we got a lot of amazing feedback. We had glowing reviews in the App Store, and we thought that we should give the game a second chance. We started trying to figure out what went wrong with the game. We analyzed a bunch of statistics, such as the ones that you get from Flury, from Google Analytics, or any other analytics services that you use in a game, the ones that we get from App Store charts, virality graphs, and stuff like that. With Flury, we found a lot of interesting information. Usually with Flury, if someone is not familiar with analytics concepts, you get sessions, events, dropout rates, all that information. You see if people playing your game, if they are getting through tutorials, getting through early introductory levels. You see the demographics, which is very important too, and a lot of other stats. So we noticed from looking at Flury, we noticed that we have really high average dropout. The chart here shows how many people played first tutorial, second tutorial, third tutorial. The bigger is the graph, more people moved on to the next level. And you can see here that the amount of people who actually made it to the level 5 is about 50% of people who played level 1. And then it stabilizes and slowly slows down there, down to the bottom of the screen, which is fine. You'll never have more people playing level 10 than people playing level 9. So you'll get slow dropout. It's natural, it's normal, but initially there, it's 50% dropout to level 5. It's very, very high. You don't want to lose 50% of the users first 5 minutes of the game. If you lost them then, you lost them forever. We also realized that we made a couple of gameplay mistakes. We had too many tutorials